Hey there, hockey fans. If you're anything like me, you're always looking for that next big thing to step up your coaching. And well, this time, it might actually be the real deal.
Oh, you're really going all in on this one. What's got you so fired up?
We're diving into my ice hockey, this digital platform. Everyone's talking about it, from youth leagues to, get this, the pros.
Yeah, I've caught wind of it. It's really gaining traction, which is interesting to see. I guess it shows how much people in the hockey world really want something to, like, streamline all the coaching stuff, make it more efficient.
100%.
Right.
And one of the very first things that caught my eye on their website, just browsing around, they've got this huge library of drills. Over 2,000 preloaded and ready to go.
2000, wow.
And let me tell you, someone who spent way too much time scribbling drill diagrams on napkins, that got my attention right away.
Makes sense. But it's not just about having a ton of drills, right? I want to know, is there a system to it all? Are they categorized well? Can you filter them by skill level, age group, maybe even coaching philosophy? Those are the things I'd be looking for.
You're speaking my language. And actually, now that you mention it, they do have this feature they call Ausbildungskonzept. And, okay, if my German's not too rusty, that translates to something like training concept or coaching philosophy.
Interesting. So they're not just saying, here's a bunch of drills, figure it out. Sounds like they put some thought into how coaches actually approach their team's development.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're adapting to different coaching styles, which I think is really smart.
It is, because, let's be real, coaches can be pretty particular about their methods.
No kidding. And speaking of adapting and being efficient, they've got this feature automatic stat syncing. So no more, manually typing in every single goal and assist. Can you imagine?
Oh, tell me about it. Hold on, though. For those who might not be familiar, what they probably mean is this My Ice Hockey thing integrates directly with league websites or databases
Right.
to automatically pull in all the stats.
Right. That is easy.
Which would be huge for coaches, because then you've got real-time data analysis, you see player performance trends as they happen. It could seriously change how you make decisions during a game.
It's like having your finger on the pulse of the team's performance constantly. And it's not even just for the coaches. They say My Ice Hockey is for the coach, spieler, staff, and helper, basically everyone involved.
Okay, so it's about collaboration then.
Yeah.
That's a key element people often underestimate.
Big time. Keeping everyone on the same page, from the coaches, the players, assistant coaches, even down to, the team manager, even the parents.
Oh, especially the parents.
I can only imagine the time saved not having to answer the same questions after every single practice.
How'd Jimmy do? Did he score? Did he, even touch the puck?
Exactly. Maybe a quick glance at the app, and they've got all the updates they need.
And hopefully a little less end-of-game tension, right?
You said it.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's really interesting how they're trying to streamline communication, create a central hub for everything hockey-related. And get this, they've even got a direct connection with organizations like J+S+NDS, which, for anyone who might not know, is a Swiss youth sports program.
Oh, I did notice that. That's not nothing either. Partnering up with established groups like that shows they're serious about, tailoring these features to specific systems and leagues.
For sure. They even highlight the time saved. There's this quote from a youth coach, Matthias Hugli. He says he saves a ton of time just because players can mark themselves as attending or absent through the app.
See? Simple, but so effective. Let's coaches focus on, actually coaching.
Exactly. And it's not just administrative stuff either. They have testimonials about the drills. Marco Capal, he coaches, I think, under 18s, raves about having his go-to drills right there in the system. Saves him time and mental energy, he says.
And remember, these are coaches from all levels of the game, from those youth leagues all the way up to national teams, which is important.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It's not just a one-size-fits-all kind of platform.
Right. It shows they understand that a youth coach has very different needs than, say, someone coaching at a national level.
It's really comprehensive from what I've seen. And for someone like me who needs organization seriously, a well-structured system is a must. That's a breath of fresh air. No more digging through piles of notebooks trying to find that perfect drill.
You and me both. I think they realize how important user experience is, because even if a platform has a ton of features, if it's a pain to actually use it, no one's going to bother, especially coaches who are busy people.
Especially busy coaches, running around from practice to games. And speaking of running around, they make a big deal about their mobile app. You can do practically everything right from your phone.
Makes sense. Efficiency and accessibility, right? Giving coaches the tools to work, well, wherever they are. But here's the catch. With all these features and benefits, how much does it actually cost?
Right, because they don't exactly advertise their pricing on the website.
Which usually
They're going
means
to be cheap.
exactly. And that brings up some interesting questions about access for everyone in youth sports. I mean, not all teams have the same resources.
That's a really good point. Will platforms like My Ice Hockey actually help level the playing field by giving all coaches access to this technology? Or will it create a new kind of advantage where only the well-funded teams can keep up?
Definitely something to think about. It makes you wonder, if this is the future of coaching, shouldn't there be some role for, I don't know, governing bodies or sports organizations to make sure all teams have a fair shot, regardless of their budget?
Those are some really thought-provoking questions. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
For sure.
But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's dive into some of the other features they offer. We've only scratched the surface so far.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it. You know, one thing that stood out to me going through their website, it's not just about like digitizing your playbook. It's bigger than that. They're really pushing this idea of My Ice Hockey being a tool for long-term player development.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about winning the next game, right? It's about, like you said, developing those players, helping them reach their full potential.
Exactly. And to back that up, they've got testimonials, coaches like Nicole Eichmeyer. She talks about how easy it is to track player stats, see their progress, and that helps her make smarter decisions about, you know, individual training plans, that kind of thing.
It's like having a progress report for each player, but it's always up to date, right there on your phone or whatever. You see their strengths, weaknesses, how they're improving over time. Really powerful stuff.
And think about it, because this platform is, for all levels, a less experienced coach, they could use that data to really personalize their coaching. And a more seasoned coach, they might use it to spot talent early on, see where the team as a whole needs work.
It's interesting, right? Because data analysis is usually something you associate with, like pro sports. But My Ice Hockey brings it to that grassroots level, makes it accessible to everyone.
Totally. And let's not forget about the communication aspect. They're big on creating a more transparent environment.
Oh, yeah, they talk about that a lot. And they even take it a step further by, working with those official organizations. They mentioned the SIA, the Swiss Ice Hockey Federation, how they support all their guidelines. And it sounds like they're adding more federations soon, too.
Smart move. Strategically, if they've got those big organizations backing them, it's like a seal of approval.
Exactly. Like, hey, this is legit. We use it, too. But it does make you wonder about the bigger picture, doesn't it? Well, if everyone's using the same platform, following these guidelines, will it lead to more uniformity in how hockey's taught?
I see where you're going. It's that balance, right? Between having standards, which can be good, especially for things like player safety, but also allowing for creativity, different coaching styles.
Right. We don't want to stifle innovation by making everyone follow the same playbook. It's about finding that middle ground where technology helps coaches do their best work, but it doesn't replace that human element.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because coaching is more than just, tactics and drills. It's about mentorship, leadership, getting those kids excited about the game.
Couldn't agree more. And a platform like My Ice Hockey, it can be a powerful tool, but it's up to the coaches to use it the right way. Never lose sight of those things that make coaching so special.
Well said. Now, remember, we were curious about their pricing.
Oh, right. Do they have more info?
They do. They offer a free demo for anyone who wants to try it out.
Always a good sign. Means they're confident about what they've built.
Exactly. And if you like what you see, they have a whole section on their website with different plans, pricing options, all that good stuff.
Perfect. So if anyone's interested, go check it out. You won't regret it.
It's going to be fascinating to see how this all unfolds. Will platforms like My Ice Hockey become the norm in coaching?
Right. How will it change things 5, 10 years down the line? So many questions, but that's a whole other discussion.
A discussion for another deep dive, perhaps.
So we've talked a lot about the specifics of My Ice Hockey, the features, the benefits. But I think it's worth taking a step back and thinking about the bigger picture here.
I agree. What does it all mean? Right. Where's this all headed?
Exactly. Because it's not just about this one platform. It's about how technology like this is changing the game, literally, in how we approach coaching.
It's like that line's getting blurrier and blurrier between traditional coaching and like hardcore data analysis.
Right. And that brings up some interesting questions. Like, how will this change the role of the coach in the future? Will they need a whole new set of skills?
That's what I'm wondering. Will we see data analyst as a job title on coaching staffs alongside the assistant coach and everything?
Wouldn't surprise me. But I think I hope that technology won't replace good coaches completely.
Oh, absolutely not. There are some things an algorithm just can't replicate.
Exactly. That human touch is crucial.
Hmm.
A coach who can motivate their players, inspire them, connect with them on a personal level, that's irreplaceable.
Yeah, program that. Those moments like when a coach puts their arm around a player after a tough loss or celebrates a win with them, that's what makes sports so special.
It's those memories that stick with you long after the season's over.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into my ice hockey, I think the key takeaway is this: technology should enhance the human element of sports, not try to eliminate it.
Well said. It's about finding that balance, using the tools at our disposal, but never losing sight of what truly matters: passion, dedication, and the love of the game.
Wouldn't agree more.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.